Oh, yes, 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 yes. We give God the praise. We give God all the glory. In this day and time where we know that evil spirits are running rampant throughout the earth. These evil spirits also have been talked about even in the very book of Jubilees that we are talking about. Many of us don't know the depth of these evil spirits. They lie on the Most High. God allows this. He allows this that mankind might be tested. They invent gods. They even mimic God, and they give you images of what God is. You see here on many social media platforms, they try to dethrone God. They try to debunk God. But who can know God by trying to find him out? He reveals himself in his word. He gives you a laziness. He gives you a lackadaisicalness. He gets in your mind and your dreams, and all these devils, they get there and they begin to cause you to go into a psychosis to the point where you can't think. And then you notice the things of devils always have to do with the inordinate lust of the flesh. What I mean by inordinate lust of the flesh, all kind of things that are apart from a man and woman being together. A man and a woman's relationship. These are the doctrines of devils. These are the doctrines of inordinate affections. Affections toward an animal, affections toward the sea, affections, it all deals with the flesh. They know, have you ever understood how a neurologist can take the top of your brain out and touch certain parts of your brain and cause different fingers and different things to function? The spirit is laid dormant in you through anesthesia. Your spirit is laid dormant. You are laid dormant. So therefore the body is a different entity. You operate your body, but the body has its own things. See, they did not know the technological terms of this thing even back in the days of Moses and Enoch and all these things. No, you're not so smart. God just shows you how dumb you are. Because the fact is, you cannot see past the genius of God for seeing yourself and trying to take all the glory for you. The doctrine of devils. Yes. We thank God for all things that he's done, and we're going to recite our prayer. If you can, if you have the book of Enoch, go to Enoch chapter 12, Jubilees chapter 12, verse 20. And it reads, "Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have sway over the thoughts of men's hearts. And let them not lead me astray from thee, O my God. And establish thou me and my seed forever, that we go not astray from henceforth and forevermore." A prayer of Abram. Jubilees chapter 12, verse 20. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Those of you on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook platforms, we thank God for those of you who have been with us from the beginning. And we thank the Most High even for those of you who have molded in somewhere in between there. And those of you who have just joined, we give God the praise for you, because we know that you have not went to this place in vain, and that God has something for you in this, even in the form of wisdom and understanding. Even though we are commanded, he says, that you understand and know me. Don't glory in your abilities and your status in life, but that you understand and know the Most High. Yes. Yes, and we give the God praise for you. And we pray that whatever we say or whether we expound on is edifying to you. Yes. Now we're in the book of Jubilees. We're still in the we're in chapter 13, I believe. Chapter 13. I be finding things. Chapter 13 and verse 17. Yes, if you have the book of Jubilees, we're in the 13th chapter and the 17th verse. Yes, Abram is his name. Not Abraham, it's Abram. That's a transliteration. You know, it's something they always, you have to realize the colonizer and those who are trying to put things and make it sound a different way. They always change throughout the Bible. They change the name. The Greeks, they changed the names of the people, saying God called them this, or you are called Abraham because, and then it called, if you read later on, even Joshua, whose name is Oshay. Nigerians know who Oshay is. They know who he is. That name is there. But they put the J on there, putting Joshua, and gave him a whole different name. And they'll call it, oh, that's transliteration. That's just like you say Jesus or Jesus or whatever. Oh, it's transliteration. You know what my good mind just says to those who put this stuff in this Bible is to hell with you. You cannot fool those who God have put in their minds to see and understand and know, because it's going to be revealed to them eventually. Understand the Bible. Ask God for understanding, and he will show you things. Let us read. Jubilees Chapter 13 and verse 17. And in the 4th year of this week, Lot parted from him. Who did he part from? He parted from Abram. And he dwelt in Sodom. The men of Sodom were sinners. In other words, they were transgressors against the law. These people knew the law because they were taught by Noah. Noah taught his sons the law. And it's apparent that they knew somewhat of what the law was, or what, the universal code of morality was. That pleases God also. Yes. And no, it's not unto salvation. No, I'm sorry. But anyway, and the men of Sodom were sinners exceedingly. In other words, they went after the lust of the flesh. They went after the pride of their eyes, and they went after inordinate affections. And it says it grieved him in his heart that his brother's son had parted from him, for he had no children. Lot didn't have any children. And in that year when Lot was taken captive, the I Am said unto Abram, after that Lot had parted from him, in the 4th year of this week, lift up thine eyes. This was the angel of presence talking to who? Abram. See, they would say the Lord said, but he's actually as though the Lord is saying it, because he's saying it through the angel of presence, or angel that has been in the presence of the Most High to speak what he heard from the Most High. And this is where a lot of people get the words of Isis messed up and confused. He's not God. No. He's not God. All power is not given unto him in heaven and earth. No, it's not. That's your fault. But anyway, he says, after Lot had parted from him in the 4th year, lift up thine eyes from the place where thou art dwelling northward, southward, and westward, and eastward. For all the land which thou seest I shall give to thee, and thy seed forever. And I shall make thy seed as the sand of the sea. Though a man may number the dust of the earth, yet thy seed shall not be numbered. In other words, you cannot number the children of Jacob. Israel is made up. But the children of Jacob, that's his name. That's their father's name. Every land that is named after a man is still that same name, except for they changed the name of Abram, Jacob, to Israel. God didn't change his name. The angel didn't change his name. That was put there by the Greeks in order to have their way. They changed names and names of land and names of locations to confuse. Even these are devils. They do this to confuse those who would know the truth. And men think they're doing something. No, you're controlled by demons. Now, he says, now, the dust of the earth. Yes, the children of Jacob are as the dust of the earth, but you have to realize everybody that's of a dark hue or a dark brown color is not Jacob. You have the children of Shem. You have other children of Shem from Esau and everybody else, and different sons of Abram. Yes, located India, all the south of the Sahel, south in the southern parts of India, south in America. Yes, you have different parts of Shem. Yes, then you have the Hamites. They are in the middle regions. The Hamites, Egyptians, Mizraim. You have all the Canaanites and all these people in the middle. And then the north, you have Japheth. You have him. He's in the northern parts, Italy, Rome, over there in Russia and all the other places, the Caucasus Mountains and all this stuff. You have Japheth. Now, they mingled, they traveled and everything else, and people have become mixed and all kind of things have happened. But the fact is, the Most High knows those who are him, and he that would follow and know the Most High must order his steps after the Most High. Come on here. Doesn't matter who you are. You better get this right. You better want this thing so bad that you are willing to do whatever God says do, not what man do, but to understand and know the Most High, even what he requires of you. It's all written. It's written in Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and Numbers. Yes, it's there. Not in that direct order, but it's there. What God wants of you, and that's all you need. That's it. That's the cause of all the ills of Jacob, the ills of Shem, the ills of most of the world. Now he says in verse 21, arise, walk through the land in the length of it and the breadth of it, and see it all. For thy seed shall I give it. And Abraham went to Hebron and dwelt there. And in this year came I'm about to mess this up. Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Selazar, and Tegra, king of nations, and slew the king of Gomorrah. They slew him. Gomorrah he tore him up. And the king of Sodom fled. He ran. He said, oh, they can get me. And many fell through the wounds in the vale, or the thickets of Siddim by the salt sea. And they took captive Sodom and Adam and Zeboim. And they took captive Lot also, the son of Abram's brother, and all his possessions, and they went to Dan. And one who had escaped came and told Abram that his brother's son had been taken captive, and Abram armed his household servants. And for Abram and for his seed 1/10 of the first fruits to the I Am, and the I Am ordained it as an ordinance forever. In other words, the 10th came from Abram. Abram gave 1/10. And it was an ordinance forever that they should give it to the priest who served before him, that they should possess it forever. He didn't say to no preacher. He didn't say to no church. He said to the priest. In other words, if the priest's not there, you won't give no 10th. How silly can we be and foolish? You're not going to get any special blessing. If there's a blessing that's to keep you blind from the real commandments and statutes of the Most High, that they should possess it forever. And to this law there is no limit of days. In other words, the law of the Most High, the law of, the ordinances of the Most High, the 10th of the first fruits. There's no limit to that law. There's no limits. First fruits. It had to do with farming. And to this law there is no limit of days, for he hath ordained it for generations forever, that they should give the I Am the 10th of everything, of the seed, of the wine, and of the oil, and of the cattle, and of sheep. He's talking about sheep. But anyway, there's no limit. Now, as long as the priesthood is there, yes, you have somewhere to carry. Now, you can take 1/10 and you can take of your things and you can burn them before the Most High, but make sure you do things after the order in which he command you to do it, since there is no priesthood. Many of you can go on mountains and countries that they don't prohibit these things. You won't go to jail for it. And you can sacrifice unto the Most High. I say if Balak can sacrifice to him and he accepted, so can any man that fear the Most High, required, that wants to sacrifice unto him, can do it. For this elect one is the judge of all. All power of judgment in heaven and earth has been given to him, because he had proved himself. Yes, we've got it all wrong. And I will say it and I'll keep saying it. You got it wrong. He's not your sacrifice. He's a martyr. He was martyred because he had to taste of the life of man, the temptations of men, and all the things that men encounter in their life. in order that he might judge man. And this judgment is given unto him of angels. You can tell that by what the angels say. He said, have you come to torment me before the time? He said, come out of him and hold your peace. In other words, he's not going to tell you everything. They done told you in Enoch, the book of Enoch. But some of you are so lazy, so low down, you'll read a smut book before you read the Bible, before you read any book. And then you'll comment on it based on your feelings. How foolish can you be? Come on here. Foolish mortals who sit up here and quote things and say things you know not of. You listen to everybody and you won't try to understand for yourself. Many of you have dollars and cents. You have all kind of monies, and you won't buy one book trying to understand the Most High. One book, but I feel, I think. What did he say? That you understand and know me. He reveals himself through these books. He shows himself through these books. Through these books, you can be anointed. You can be one chosen of the Most High because of your adherence to these books. But yet you say the books are false. Never haven't read not even a smidgen of it. Some of you just here and there, and you form your own opinion. Never even thinking about what is the author saying. What is the whole thought of this passage? I digress. Now, let's keep going. And the king of Sodom came to him and bowed himself before him and says, our Lord, our owner, or whatever you want to call it, Abram. These are old English words, so you take it as you want. Give unto us the souls which thou hast rescued, but let the booty be thine. And Abram said unto him, I lift up my hands to the Most High God, that from a thread to a shoe latchet I shall not take aught that is thine, lest thou shouldest say, I have made Abram rich, save only what the young men have eaten, and the portion of men who went with me. Esther, Eshcol, and Mamre, these will take their portions. Now, you find Mamre is also in South Africa. You have a place called Mamre. I mean, it's weird how the names, see, this is where you have to do your own research as far as where is the land that they're talking about here. They've changed the names of many things they've changed the names on. Because in order to confuse you and make themselves seem more than what they are. I'm talking about colonizers. I'm talking about Arab colonizers. I'm talking about Caucasian colonizers. I'm talking about these Spaniards and all these people. They changed the names of many things, mountains and rivers. And look at Lake Pretoria. That's not Lake Pretoria. They changed the name. But you have to find out what is the name of that lake, the real name of that lake. Mount Kenya, that is not the name of the mountain. You really have to really search. And God gives this like he talks about the woman who lost a seed. This is a true parable. He says that she lost a penny. She lost a penny in her house, and she swept the whole house clean. And when she found it, she said, oh, I finally found it. She called her friends and her neighbors and everybody and said, hey, I found it. I mean, this woman had a party over a penny. That was just an allegory. That was just a parable of the fact that you have to search. This is what he was telling you. He couldn't tell you everything because most people forget the next day and then say, oh, that's old. But anyway, with all of this, we thank God for you, and we are going to continue. And with that, we're going to say peace.